Hi, my name is Shoaib Yusuf. I'm a solutions architect for the NetScaler SD-WAN. I want to provide a quick video on how to convert your existing CloudBridge WAN optimization devices to the new NetScaler SD-WAN solution. Now, this is only supported for the 1000 and 2000 WAN optimization devices that you have. So we'll begin with the appliance fully powered on and serial console activated in order to see the menu. And the next step from there is to insert the USB key that Citrix will provide to reimage this appliance to the new NetScaler SD-WAN product. Next, we will log in with root nsroot as the credentials, and after we are successfully logged in, we can then issue the reboot command to restart this appliance so that we can stop the boot sequence and boot from this newly inserted USB. Now, as the appliance is booting up, you need to wait a few seconds for that boot process to take place. There are beep sequences that you can hear from the appliance to indicate to you when the boot sequence is starting to start up. And at that moment, after the second series of beeps that you hear, you can then issue or strike F1 on your keyboard that may be directly connected via USB, or shift escape 1 simultaneously through the serial console. Now, if you time it right and you hit the initial boot sequence, the appliance will boot into a menu to be able to select that USB that you inserted earlier in step 1. So as the appliance boots up, give it a few minutes, the menu will appear. You should be able to identify which USB you inserted from step 1. Make sure you're selecting that as the new boot option for the default boot option, and strike enter on your keyboard, and that should initiate the boot sequence from the USB as opposed to what's their default to boot from the disk. Now, there is a internal USB that will also get reimaged and is also an option from that boot menu. If you had selected that, you would be reimaging the box back to the existing WAN optimization. Now, allow this process to take place. There is a second menu that you should encounter, and at this point in the boot sequence, you should be able to have a menu to select Enterprise Edition as the new reimage for NetScaler SD-WAN. So select Enterprise Edition and confirm by striking the Enter key, selecting Yes to reimage the appliance, and you'll get a secondary prompt to confirm your selection. Now, essentially at this point, we need the reimage process to take place. That USB will reimage the disk as well as the internal USB to the new code, making it a NetScaler SD-WAN solution. So we will essentially walk away from this video for about 20 minutes, allowing the reimage process to take place, and we'll come back after it's done. So now that we've come back to the appliance, we can see that it has fully reimaged. We are now in the login screen again, so we'll go ahead and log in via root nsroot again, using those as the credentials. Since we're on the Zen Server hypervisor for this reimage, we can then issue the xe vmlist command to output the virtual machines that are on this box, and we can see that there are essentially 4 virtual machines that we can identify here, and that essentially identifies that the reimage process has been successfully completed. You next can log in to web interface on the appliance using the management port with the default IP of 192.168.100.1, or log in via the DHCP IP address that's been assigned to the box. And since DHCP is enabled by default, if there is a server on the network, it will obtain a DHCP IP address from that connected server. So that completes the procedure on how to convert your CloudBridge WAN optimization devices to the new NetScaler SD-WAN solution, specifically Enterprise Edition.